everyone. I pray everyone's having a great day, a great night, great evening, wherever it is you find yourself. I wanted to come on really quick and do a short video just to encourage those of you who are partaking in this Saturday, February 15th, 2020 fast against incubus and succubus spirits, or who may be fasting in the gap, standing in the gap for those who are suffering from attacks from these spirits in their dream state as well as awake. I want you to be encouraged, but I also want you to be mindful of your own dreams as we lead up to this fast. Some of you may be experiencing dreams with subtle, not overtly open and obvious, but subtle acts of intimacy. Notice I didn't say sex. I said intimacy because intimacy encompasses things such as touching, kissing, hugging, lightly stroking the arm or whatever, smiles being given and received with a certain look. We look at people that we like, okay, and then we look at people that we're really interested in different ways. Our eyes dilate or open, the pupil opens more when we like something. That way the brain is saying, open so I can see more of this thing, this person that I like. So that's a tell. If somebody's watching you or looking at you and their pupil, the little dark thing in their eye, that starts to dilate or open wider, that person is liking what they're seeing. And then there are other tales on their face. But we're talking about in dreams, because in dreams, oftentimes, a lot of the interaction we have with these illusions, if you would like to call them that, their face is not always easy to see. It's not so defined. It's not so sharp as if you were looking at somebody in the natural. So you have to be aware of the things that is being done in the dream. You have to be aware of what is said in the dream. So again, if you are joining us on this fast this Saturday, February 15th, be aware of your dreams. Be aware of the subtle, intimate acts that are occurring in your dreams. Remember, upon your awakening, you want to come against any covenants that were forged in your dreams by these subtle acts of intimacy. Hallelujah. I want to just let you know, I had one last night. I had one. Interestingly enough, it is with the same person that I experienced a dream similar or more graphic, I should say. Was it maybe 2 weeks ago now? So I think that is also indicating astral projection in my case. But the one last night when I woke up, the Father said, go live and let people know that they may be experiencing subtle acts. And last night was subtle in a way, but it reminded me of when Abram and Sarah were traveling and the king wanted Sarah, and he went into her, and the Father hardened him and told him, if you touch this woman, right? Don't you touch this woman. He did that to the king. And last night in my dream, it was as if that happened to the perpetrator in my dream. They were getting ready to do an act, and there I was, and all of a sudden they caught themselves and they stopped. Listen, the spirit realm is real, and if you are fighting the good fight of faith, if you are standing on the battlefield with your sword drawn and your shield held high, understand that you are not fighting alone. I know that many of you may have to go back this week. I'm talking about this week in particular because this was not announced. Well, actually, the past 2 weeks. I announced the fast on the 15th, almost 2 weeks ago. But in particular, this week, think about your dreams and think about the subtle acts of intimacy that occurred that you may not have prayed against and broken the covenant, because the subtle acts are going to come so that you are even more bound. Those of you who are dealing with these spirits, you will become even more bound before the fast, making your fast even more difficult. Those of you who said, I'll stand in the gap for loved ones or for someone else who needs support, this is to get you bound because your act of standing in the gap forged a covenant. If you didn't understand that, you forged a covenant. You came into agreement saying, I am going to stand in the stead of this individual or these people. I am going to take up the battle on their behalf, or I am going to stand with them in agreement that they can do this, that they can conquer this, they can get over this covenant. You two are now in the fight. So if you didn't understand what you were doing when you came into agreement, well, now you know, and now you understand why all of a sudden things are happening to me suddenly. Some of you may be experiencing in the natural. You will notice that individuals who you may have never thought twice about are subtly coming on to you, subtly giving you body clues. I talked about before learning to read the body, learning to read people, learning the cues of people. Everybody has a tell. In the game of poker, you know, that's why I say you got a straight poker face. Well, everybody has a tell. The pupils is one if you're in the natural. Like I said, it will dilate whenever a person is looking at something that they like. The brain is saying open wider so I can see more of this thing. People may blush. They actually will have a blush on their face. They will have like slightly upturned side of their mouth, even if their mouth is closed. Their cheeks may slightly pull. They may have a slight dimple. Their eyebrows may arch just slightly or raise ever so slightly. You can see them shuffling their feet or just playing with their hands. There's always cues: leaning forward, feet planted outward. There are cues. Be aware. Be mindful of the people also in the natural who are going to just start hugging you out of the blue. I mean, people just want to come up and hug you. Listen, I say before, be mindful of who touches you. Not everybody who's hugging you and everything is hugging you just as great. Listen, people nasty these days. You got all these things going around. People don't wash their hands. They want to come hug you. They want to come shake your hand. I know handshaking is still common practice, but in today's world, I purposely be like the Queen of England and queens in royalty. They always carry a clutch, a purse. Something is always in their hand so they don't have to shake, so they don't have to touch. You're going to have to be like that. You're going to have to guard your space, especially those of you who have come into agreement to join this fast and even fast for the rest of this month on behalf of someone, even if it's for yourself. Okay, be aware of the subtle clues, the subtleties of intimacy in your dreams and in the natural. I pray that you guys have a blessed day. I didn't want to make this long. Again, I came on because the Spirit said, go ahead and make this, because a lot of people are not even paying attention to the subtle things, the hugs, the handshakes, the acceptance of things in the dream. Food, people giving you food in the dream. Well, you're like, well, Zita, what does that have to do with intimacy? Listen, I don't know about you, but when I eat a good plate of food, I'm intimate with that food. Don't get it twisted. But I'm having a pleasurable experience eating some good food. Okay? So if somebody is feeding you in the dream, we already know eating in the dream, we don't really eat the thing that we see in the dream. It's covenant, because we could be digesting stuff that will create sickness on our bodies and also in our bloodline. But acts of intimacy, being mindful of those today. Go back and think about the dreams. If you write your dreams in a journal, great. That's even better. You can go back and look at the things, and you may not have written it down, but trust and believe, when you pray, the set apart spirit is going to bring back to your memory the things you may have missed in your dream. Be mindful of the people in the natural who, like I said, out of the blue, they come up to you and they want to embrace you. They want to hug you. They want to just all of a sudden be your bosom buddy. Man, I ain't know you. You never talked to me before, and all of a sudden you want to be intimate. Anybody who is coming within your, I like to say, 3 feet of personal space, they have now crossed an invisible barrier, and they now have the ability to be intimate with you. I'm going to say this. When you are near someone, the closer you get to them, the more energy you pick up from them. We all know that we are spirit beings, spirit beings, spirit. We are full of energy, okay? The human body gives off energy. So our skin gives off and receives. If you don't believe me, do a test. Do a simple test. Just do a test. Go and stand next to somebody you know is just, wow, I don't even know if I could say this on this thing yet. But yeah, okay, I'll say it. Go and stand next to somebody you know that are just vindictive, that are just spiteful, that are just evil. That's the way I could say it. Let them get within 3 feet. Now, they may not let you get that close to them, but see how close you can get to them. Let your mind go blank and just receive. And then go stand by somebody who is loving and whatnot. Okay, so you got a family member that you love, parents, you know, you got your child or whatever. Stand close to them. Eventually, you are going to embrace if there's true intimacy, if there's true love. So think about what you're receiving and think about what is being projected to you. Same way, you know, you in love with someone, you always want to be around them. And then there's times when just being around them is not good enough. You want to be right up on them. You want to be next to them. Notice when people are in a relationship, they sit almost in each other's lap. I mean, they're literally, there's always skin contact, right? There's transference. There's transference through contact. So here's what I do most of the day. Yeah, I'm walking around like the Queen of England or royalty. I always got something in my hand. And when I see people coming up to me, you know, I always brace myself and give off the projection like, don't hug me, don't touch me. I'm not being standoffish and whatnot. I understand my environment on a day-to-day basis is not conducive to one where everybody is praising the Most High. I work at a place where there are many different belief systems openly displayed here by people's actions and what they say. And I'm sure many of you do the same. Okay, so be mindful, guard your space, guard your body, guard your spirit man. Because the days that we live in, people are openly claiming who and what they are, who and what they serve. Nobody's hiding anymore. Okay, so be again aware of the subtleties of intimacy, especially in your dreams. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is quote unquote Valentine's Day. I did a post on my personal page. I have to put it on this one. It's a little homework for you to do with regards to Valentine. But I know a lot of people are posting stuff to let you know that, hey, this ain't all about love like you think, right? I strongly believe that we can and we should show people that we love them every day of the year. You could just buy flowers for somebody because you care about them just because, just to brighten their day. You can buy them chocolate just to brighten their day. It doesn't have to be on quote unquote Valentine's Day. I'll leave this with you. Think about that movie, Bloody Valentine. Remember, folks, they show you everything in movies and now in commercials and now on social media. Nothing is hidden. Are your eyes wide open or are they wide shut? Yeah, I know what I just said because your eyes could be wide shut, right? So we got, who we got on here? We got Angelique, we got Alicia, we got Eden, Dawn, Shanette, Sheila, Jane, Latoya, Angie. Thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in. Share this with those of you who shared the post for the fast. Share this also on your page because people need to be aware. Not everybody that's following you is following me. And I want them to know that they need to be on the ready for the event. I made an event for this fast. There are scriptures posted that will be covered during the noonday prayer. Somebody asked me for a prayer. Well, those scriptures, that's what you're going to pray. You're going to actually speak them aloud and pray those scriptures over you, over the persons that you're standing in the gap for, because you have to fight spiritual things with spiritual weaponry, and the word is alive. The word is spiritually our weapon. Okay, it's not our flesh. It's not our quote unquote goodness and good deeds and uprightness. It is the word. We fight this battle of spiritual warfare with the word of the Most High, who is spirit. Hallelujah. You guys have a great day. I'm going to go get back to work. Remember, guard your space. Guard your space. And for those of you, for those of you who are seeing individuals in your dreams, and you know them in real life, but you really don't have any interaction with them, they are not like your grandparents, your deceased grandparents or parents or family members who are familiar spirits because they are familiar with your bloodline. When you dream about people who are not in your family, who appear and come to you and they are invading your personal space, okay, these people are projecting to you. Especially when you know in the natural and you've caught them in the natural acting certain types of way towards you. So somebody just said in their heart, well, they don't act like they care about me in the natural. It's the opposite. When children are in elementary and kindergarten and they don't have a hold on their emotions and they don't know how to act emotionally because they're children, what's the one thing children do when they like someone? Anybody? Nobody? Okay. They usually hit them. They usually act as if they don't like them because they don't understand why I like this person so much. And then they do the complete opposite of that. As we get older and we want to deny our feelings towards anything or anyone, we act opposite to that. We act as if we don't like them. We can't stand them. Because we are repulsed by the thought that this person could mean so much to us, or this person has me thinking this type of way, right? Again, you got to watch body cues. You got to watch body cues. You got to be prayed up. You got to be tapped into the spirit of discernment. You know, pray and ask the Father to daily indwell in you the spirit of discernment more and more, because you have to discern the acts of other people. And I'm talking from firsthand experience. As a matter of fact, I'm going through something like that right now. But this person doesn't act like they don't like me. They try to hide the cues that they already project off. And this is the second time they have projected themselves in my dream. So if you are experiencing that, this fast is going to help you with that. But more importantly, I am praying right now, and I'm standing in agreement with you that the Father, Yahuah, will give you a renewing, a replenishing, the spirit of discernment, so that you can discern immediately when people are projecting against you, because people project while you're asleep and while you're awake. This is just not a sleep thing. This is just not a nighttime, a nap thing. People are constantly projecting to you, whether it be good things or evil. They are constantly projecting to you. And the subconscious is a serious thing, because we can subconsciously be doing things. I'll say that again. We can subconsciously be doing things. Spirit man never sleeps. It never slumbers. It never gets tired. The physical can only put up a front for so long. So if you've got somebody in your spirit right now that dropped in your spirit, the Father is saying, be mindful of this person. Write down the date, write down this time, make a note on your calendar, put it in your phone, and start to watch this person and watch what they project to you. Watch what you feel when you're in their presence. Watch what you see about them in your dreams. Listen to what the set apart spirit is telling you during your waking hours about this person. Because sad to say, not everybody is dealing with incubus and succubus spirits. Some of y'all dealing with astral projection. Some of y'all are dealing with astral projection. Not everything you're dealing with is incubus and succubus spirits. astral projectors, they can come in subtly, or they could just come in and just wreak havoc. We're going to also cover those of you who are dealing with astral projection from individuals who you know, but you ain't giving them a second thought because you don't think they quiet. You know, so in the natural, they don't like me. You know, they ain't thinking about me. Well, why are you dreaming about them though? They're not familiar spirits. So why are you dreaming about them? Why in your dream X, Y, and Z is happening? Again, familiar spirits are those who are familiar with you. Family members, right? People who know your bloodline. How more familiar can they? Familiar means they must know you. I'm not talking physically. They got to know you from a spiritual perspective because they have recorded your history from before you were conceived. They knew you because they know your bloodline. I know I'm not the only one dealing with somebody in the natural who I know and I see their body cues giving them away, popping up in your dreams. Hello, Tarika. Hello, Chantel. Hello, George. Welcome. Y'all go back and listen to the replay. Again, share this video with somebody because if you shared the fast post, they need to know this. This is important before we start the fast on Saturday because we got to be aware of the subtleties that are coming to us with regards to intimacy. And intimacy is not the straight up bam, bam, bam. Intimacy involves subtle things. You can go and catch the replay of this. I'm going to jump off because I don't want this to be long. I got to go back to work. Again, be encouraged, be mindful, be aware, know the difference between familiar spirits and those who are astral projecting. I covered that already. For those of you who are dealing with incubus and succubus spirits, you may not only be dealing with that, but you may also be dealing with people astral projecting into your night, into your naps, into your sleeps. I covered that already. We're also going to be fasting and praying for people who are dealing with one or the other or both. Okay, be encouraged. You know, a lot of people. Sad to say, I feel some people are scared to fast for themselves. But listen, we can stand in the gap for you. We can fast and pray for you. But there's going to come a time when you're going to have to jump on this ship and do it for yourself as well. This is the time to jump on board while we're all doing it with you. Right? Because you have to, what you got to do? Confess with your mouth. With your mouth. You got to confess the sin with your mouth. You got to confess, repent, and turn away from it. Now, I can't put the words in your mouth. I could say them, but that's me confessing on your behalf. Yeah, that's going to carry some weight. But I have learned from my own personal experience, no matter how much people prayed for me, no matter how much people fasted on my behalf, it was not until I opened my own mouth and I made my body a living sacrifice. For those of you, I just want to get off of here, but I got to drop this. For those of you who are letting the spirit of fear grip you so that you feel like if I do this, they're going to come at me. They're coming at you now, and you ain't even fasted. They're coming at you because they know you're about to go and break the covenant. You're going to break the bands that bind you to them. That's why they want to come at you and make you afraid. Don't let the spirit of fear stop you from receiving your breakthrough, your blessing. The spirit of perversion is real. I get messages a lot. And I did a video teaching on that. And I'm going to post the video soon. I have some videos I'm going to post on my YouTube page, a whole series. And I'll put the link on my page here. And I'm talking about the strong men. They're just a few. And from these strong men's spirits, all others come. And the spirit of perversion is linked up with the spirit of fear. And the spirit of perversion is linked up with these incubus and succubus spirits. It is always through perversion. Some gate was open because of the spirit of perversion touched each and every one of us. There is hardly anybody on this earth that spirit has not touched in one form or the other. That is why we need to open our mouths and confess, repent, turn away, right? And get filled with the word of the Most High. You just can't clean the house and don't put nothing in it, because then the spirits are going to come back and say, wow, I left this house. I come back, wow, it's cleaned up. They made room for me. Hi, Lanique. They made room for me. Hi, Racine. So the spirit comes back in, but he just doesn't come by himself. He brings 7 more. And the spirit of perversion doesn't travel by itself. It always has a squadron. It always has pals, buddies, bromance, right? Sister girls. Hi, Sharita. It always comes with a posse. That is why sexual perversion is so difficult for many people to be free from, because they never truly understand. You ain't just dealing with one strong man, you're dealing with him and a crew. And the only way to get rid of these things is you have to be brutally honest with yourself before your creator, because he already knows. But shame and guilt is what the spirit uses to keep you bound. You're too ashamed to speak it out. I didn't say go and confess this in front of a bunch of people. That's not what I said. But you have to confess it. You have to speak it so that there's written record that you have recorded through your own words and acknowledged through your own words X, Y, and Z in your life. So again, if you came on late, go watch the replay. This is now 27 minutes. I was hoping it would have been 15, but had to share some stuff because I always believe in being an example. Don't do what I say, do what I do. Now, if somebody start quoting me, please give me credit. If you're going to bite from me, please give me credit. Y'all stop plagiarizing people's words and people's posts and people's things. Give me credit. Give me credit, because I'm coming after you. I'm going to say you stole it. It's plagiarism. And I can sit here and say, I didn't hear that from somebody. Now, if somebody else was saying that, then glory be to the Most High. But he just told me that. And I've been saying that in private, so I'm going to say it in person. And I'm going to hashtag that. Don't do what I say. Do what I do. I got 2 minutes. I'm going to answer any questions. Post them in the comments while I write my hashtag. And I'll try and answer you. Questions. I know there's a delay, so I'm just going to wait a few more seconds. Questions? All right, cool. Who's got any questions? Okay, there's a delay. I see y'all. I'm just gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna have me a drink of coffee while I wait to see if anybody's got any questions. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful day where I'm at. I pray it's a beautiful day where you guys are at too. All right, we got 50. Clock is winding down. Once this thing hits 30 minutes, I'm off. you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I will answer them as quickly as I can. What day is it? It's Thursday. Ooh. Oh, man. Let's see. Anybody got any questions? Jane, good morning. I had a dream. I was crying. Can an incubus spirit take the form of a husband in a dream? Excuse me. You had a dream you were crying, Jane. What were you crying for? Was it crying because you were feeling remorseful? Feeling repentive? Sorrowful? Or you were crying because somebody was hurting you? Remember, guys, you got to look at the dream in its context in order to get an understanding. Racine says, can an incubus spirit take the form of your husband in a dream? Yes, it can. Similar to that of a spirit spouse. Excuse me. One and the same, if you would. Because it knows that it's more likely to succeed if it comes in the face of someone you're supposed to be intimate with in the first place. Right? So if you're married, yeah, your spouse is like easy. But what you should do and practice, like I've done, I said to these spirits, it's been a long time now. Show me your true face. You have the power, you have the right. You say, show me your true face. Because if you saw their true faces, you certainly wouldn't want to lay down with them. Right? Ian says 3 nights in a row, crying and heartbroken, very, very hurt. But in the dream, my parents died. Jane, based on the post I see you posted on Facebook, you got an underlying issue. I'm not putting it up here. But 3 nights in a row, you're crying and heartbroken. I've seen some of your posts that you were just randomly posting on Facebook, and you know you have an underlying issue there. Forgiveness could be very well the root cause. I should say unforgiveness. In the dreams, your parents died. Oh, that's good. That's good. Why is that good? That's good because whatever covenants was attached to them died. So that's something to rejoice about. But that is twofold. Search your heart for whatever unforgiveness you may be harboring. Okay? There's some repentance. There's some repentance that needs to be done. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah, back to Racine. Listen, when you're dreaming about the person who you're supposed to be with, whether it's a husband or wife or a fiance, the dreams should be dreams. When they're the father, they are dreams showing you what is to come, or things you need to know, not acts of sex and so forth. Because we already understand that forms covenant. They should be dreams showing you, like I get dreams showing me of things to come, signs of things we're going to be doing, places we're going to be going, not intimate things. Because I already understand the intimate things are covenant forming. I don't need to, if you're married, you don't need to reestablish sexual covenant with your partner in your dream. You do that while you're awake. You're already legally covenant together anyway, because you're married, right? Anybody else got any questions? So I can get off of here. I know there's a delay, so I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes. What else? Remember to start hydrating even more, even as we speak today. Drink a lot of water, real fruit juice, not that fruit drink foolishness with all the sugar in it. Lessen your sugar intake. Drink, again, more water. can put a little lemon in the water to help with hydrating your cells, and eat more fruits and vegetables, watery fruits, fruits that have a lot of water in them. That should kind of be your main sugar source. No sodas and all that stuff. Tea, very little, because tea has a drying effect. You want to get off of all the hard meats and meat byproducts that you can. You want to slowly take them away. You should have been taking them away from your diet already. Just slowly replacing them with other foods that are softer in texture. Try and get a good night's sleep. Try to go to bed early or on time so you can get at least 8 hours of sleep, 7, 8 hours of sleep. At least be in bed. You may not fall asleep right away. And don't fall asleep with your cell phone in your hand. If anything, get a book. Hey, how about you get the word? Read the word. Let that knock you out, right? Prepare yourself, because Saturday past was an interesting fight. It was wow. That fast was no joke. And this one is going to be quite interesting. For those of you who may have people coming over, or you don't have the space you want, I'm praying and agreeing that the Father will provide you the means to still go on the fast. You don't have to make a public declaration to everybody in the house, I'm on a fast. Just say, no, I'm good. Find you a place where you can at least spend a little bit of time alone. And if you have to be in the presence of your family, that's fine. Just obey the fast according to what you dedicate. Again, it's 6 hours dry or water, or a combination of both, but be mindful of as far as you can push your body. Because I know a lot of people haven't done this type of intense fasting before, so be mindful of how you push your body. If you feel like I can only fast dry for maybe 2 hours and water the rest, so be it. But be mindful to your own body, okay? Jane says, okay, thanks. Yes, I have been praying a lot and asked for forgiveness and forgiving. I understand now. Okay, hallelujah. Sharita says, I just had a disturbing experience that I need some advice on. I was just laying here asleep, and it was like my deceased stepdad came out of his room and laid on top of me, and I could feel the body weight on me, and I was so scared, and I reached up and touched his bald head. It was like I was half asleep because it was raining and everything was how it was when I woke up. I did plead the blood of Jesus and rebuke the dream. Would that be a succubus spirit or masquerading spirit? So let me go back to what I said. The spirit of perversion, he comes with many, doesn't just come by himself. So these fasts that we're going on is for incubus and succubus attacks. And usually when people are being attacked like that, we're not talking about what you just experienced. We're talking about people who are every night or several times a week just being raped. That's the best way I could say it. Just being attacked in their sleep, unwanting attack, right? What you described is covenant trying to reform through I think you said it was your deceased stepdad. So that would be a masquerading spirit trying to bring back the covenant that you're about to break. Because if you've been pleading and if you've been rebuking, if you've been fasting before, they're trying to reestablish covenant. And if you've had dreams about him before, you don't have to say it here. I would say write them down and look at the pattern. Ask the set apart spirit to reveal to you what is still hidden in the recess of your mind that pertains to this individual. Right? You may already know. Okay? And listen, people, as the set apart spirit brings back to our memory events in our past, right there and then, we should be coming against that. You could do like a 2-hour fast. You could do like a 1-hour fast. Because you want to get rid of that thing right there and then. Just like the subtle things in a dream can come and forge covenant with us. The subtle memories that the set apart spirit brings to us, and we just say, I'll get to that later, and then it's forgotten for another 10, 15 years. Those subtle things, they take root. And many people are wondering why I've been doing this over and over, and I've been fasting, and I've been praying, I've been rebuking, and nothing has changed. It's because those little seedlings have turned into trees. The set apart spirit will always remind you of things you need to address. I'm talking from experience here. Things that I thought were done with 15, 20 years ago, he suddenly brought up to me and said, you need to address this so you can go further, because this is now the stumbling block. Will we ever get to a place where we don't have stumbling blocks? I don't think so, because we are still in flesh and we live in a sinful state in this flesh. But the stumbling blocks won't be boulders, they won't be walls, they won't be moats and rivers that we have to cross. There'll be things that we'll be able to just do quickly by doing a prayer and fasting session that could be a day. So before I go, it's like when you pray and fast, you're building up your spirit man. You're strengthening the armor of the Most High that is on you. So the stronger your armor gets, the more you can deflect from getting into your spirit, from taking root, from causing covenant. But if your armor is weak and there are much cracks in it because you don't fast regular, you don't pray hardly, except when you're in trouble, you got weak armor. And all it takes is one good blow from the enemy's camp, and you fall down and you buckle and you get attacked. Covenants are formed because you got no weaponry to fight back. You have no spirit of discernment to even understand what's going on. You just think, oh, I just had a bad day. No, there's no such thing as coincidence. You did not just have a bad day. Everything had purpose, including the words you spoke when the bad day happened. I'm always mindful of what I say. Even when I'm saying it, a small voice is saying, don't say that. Watch what you're saying. Hold your tongue. And sometimes I just go off because my flesh just gets really strong and I just start saying stuff. And then I have to go back. And when I say I'm saying stuff, I'm just talking out loud, not saying it only in my heart. And immediately I have to repent. And I say, Father, forgive me, help me. I know that was wrong. And I learn from that. So that the next time I literally swallow those words and I'd be like, no, I'm not bringing those words out. Because once the word is spoken, it goes out and it does what it was sent to do. Because our Messiah said, greater works than I do, you'll do. And the Messiah came from the Father. And when the Father wanted things created, he spoke it into creation. Understand what he says? Death and life is in the power of the tongue. Your words have power too. Right? Be mindful of what you say, because that's one of the doorways that these same spirits come into your life. All right, one more. Angelique says, dreaming about walking from place to place, not knowing where you're going. My. So in the natural, what does that sound like, Angelique? You're walking around, you don't know where you're going. So in the spirit, when the Father wants to give us revelation, it comes through dreams and visions, and he does what? He shows us our future. He shows us our present and our past. You're telling me you're dreaming about walking from place to place, not knowing where you're going. I pray that the Father would give you revelation of his purpose for your life. I come against the spirit of confusion that would have you believe that you are to remain wondering, unknowing what the Father has for you. I pray against the spirit of discouragement that has you in a place where you feel like everybody's got a purpose but me. I don't know what my purpose is. I ain't even getting no direction in my dreams. I come against the spirits that are trying to steal the messages that are being sent to you, because messages are coming to you. They just ain't getting there because the enemy has you so bound in your mind. I come against anything that happened in your past that has you in this state of feeling unworthy. I come against every word that was spoken over you to plant that seed that has now taken root and the tree is bearing fruit to the point that your dreams are empty, blank, without direction. I pray that you would join us on one of these fasts this month just for yourself so that the revelation, the download can burst through your mind gate and flood you with the revelation that the Father has just for you. Seriously, last one I'm going to read and I got to go. Sharita says, this is the second time something like this has happened to me. Let's stop right there. Second time. Not once, but twice. Word says the Father will reveal to us. It's twice. So it's something that you need to pay attention to. This, if something is repeating, you definitely need to pay attention to it, right? In the last dream, my deceased stepdad walked out of his room and sat down on the recliner in front of me, just staring as a force was choking me. My goodness. As I was laying on, I couldn't scream for help or nothing. It felt so real. I'm so tired of this. I have had a lot of dreams about him since he passed in 2010. My goodness. But they are getting more violent. I will have to do a fast to break this. Yep. You're going to have to do a fast for sure. Hi, Greta. You're going to need to do a fast on generational curses. Listen, I got these videos. I'm going to try and get them up by next week. They're from fasting. They're for fasting for specific things. I promised people some fasting videos. I got some fasting videos. Okay. Words are seeds, and seeds grow. Zeta Grant, you're right. Angelique, and the setting is dark. Yep, no doubt. Like I said, look at the context of your dream. Is it dark? Is it light? You know, evil hides in darkness. The Father doesn't give you stuff that is dark. Listen, when I wanted to know stuff about people, though they were doing dark things, it wasn't in a dark setting. He was showing me them during the day. It was day. But he showed me their dark deeds. And then there was a dream where about the same people, and then he showed me they were in a dark room. The room was dark, but he'd taken me there. He's like, I'm going to show you what they do. I'm going to show you the ones. And there were three sitting in like a triangle form. These are the three that now project against you. And one was dead. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much for the advice. No problem. I pray you guys have a blessed day. Again, share this if you have shared the event that we're doing or the previous flyer that looks like this. Share this video too, because the people that are making plans in their heart, join this fast, need to know. Tonight is Thursday. Tomorrow is quote unquote pagan Valentine's Day. Expect between tonight and tomorrow night more evidence of what you're fighting to manifest in the natural as well as in your dreams. Listen, if you are on the battlefield, nothing is coming at you by chance. Nothing is insignificant. Nothing is coincidental that is happening to you. Okay, Sharita, I would go further and say that since 2010, whether you knowingly or not, you are on the journey of change and thus the attacks. I would go even further to say I wouldn't be surprised if you were made a blood sacrifice on behalf of your stepdad. We'll be praying for you, we'll be keeping you lifted up, as well as Angelique, as well as Jane and all the others who may not have commented, but you have situations going on in your lives Wow. We are going to stand in agreement that during this month of February, as you fast on every Saturday, or if you just fast on the one on Saturday, stand in agreement that the Father is going to, like a bulldozer, knock down every wall that the enemy has set up, straighten every crooked path, bring back to your memory everything you need to know, whether it is painful or not. You need to know these things. You need to face these realities. Turning a blind eye to these things is not going to help the situation. As a matter of fact, it's only going to make it worse. We must address these things. We must confront the enemy. Do not let the spirit of fear. Fear is a spirit. Speak to that spirit. We will not let the spirit of fear stop us from doing the things that we need to do. And when you decide to go on a fast, when you decide to pray, when you decide to stand up for your spiritual right and take a spiritual authority that you have been empowered with from on high, the enemy is going to come with everything he has to discourage you. Some of you, I know you don't have no one to really talk to a lot about these things, because truth be told, you might be in a place where everybody is doing everything but praying and fasting. Be encouraged. That is why the Father said, call this corporate fast, High KC, so other people can come on board with other like-minded believers and receive the support they need spiritually. And me doing this video now audibly in real time, you're hearing me speak to you, so you know that you're not alone. Everything that we go through, we can't share with other people. Truth be told, they be the ones putting us up on the altar. Hallelujah. Truth be told, they're the ones speaking evil behind our backs. Truth be told, they are the ones who have us in the state of fear that we currently are in. Because what did I say earlier? Projection. People are projecting all day long. They're either projecting good or evil towards you. How do I know? Because you're doing it too. We all doing it. We either projecting good or evil towards others. So if we're doing it, trust and believe they doing it, but they doing it with more intent. Because when we catch ourselves projecting evil, we repent and we say, Father, forgive us. Help us, right? They're not doing that. They are perpetually, continuously projecting evil. So you guys have a blessed day. Yeah, I'm really going now. All right? See you on Saturday at 12 noon. I will be doing just for Saturday, unless the Father tells me to do it for the other ones coming up. But just for this Saturday in particular at 12 noon, I'll be coming on this channel on Facebook. I'm also going to try and stream it simultaneously on my YouTube page. The prayer for the Incubus and Succubus spirit to uplift and be an encouragement and just steadfast armor bearer, if you will, watchman on the wall for those who are dealing with these vile and vicious spirits and all those that are attached to them. Next Saturday, the 22nd, I did a flyer already. I put it up with the wolf. We are going to be fasting for the sheep, because there are many sheep out there just being led astray by wolves, and they're not even in sheep's clothing anymore. The wolves are not even trying to disguise themselves as sheep. Listen, listen, listen. I keep saying it, and I must keep saying it until I can't say it anymore. Be mindful of where you eat from in the spirit. Be mindful who you yoke yourself up with in the spirit. Be mindful who you let lay hands on you in the natural. Be mindful who you come into agreement with by just liking a post, by commenting on a post. See, listen, the enemy is subtle. He's very subtle. Everything has a consequence. Your comments and posts come into agreement or they disagree based on what you say. Your thumbs up, your hearts, and all that comes into agreement. Everything you accept into your reality, you've come into agreement with it, right? So be mindful of these things. Social media is a trap, if you didn't know. Social media has so many people bound, they don't even know which way is up because they're on social media. Like zombies, just on social media. Whatever, it must be true because it's on the internet. There was a commercial that used that line a while ago. It'd be like, well, I found it on the internet, so it must be true. Well, I saw it on Facebook, so it must be true. I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever else they got up there. It must be true because this person said it, and I believe them because they're a man or woman of the Most High. Well, they ain't even saying that. They're saying they're a man or woman of God. Let's not go there because that's a whole nother video. Right? What did I say? Don't do what I say, do as I do. Do what I do. There are plenty of people out there saying something and doing something else. The evidence, the fruit of the tree that's called their life is contrary to what they're speaking. Ooh, I'm going to say this and I'm really going to go. I say it all the time, but no, I think the Spirit really going to let me go. I'm going to drop this bomb. You ready? Hold on tight. You ready? How you going to speak blessings over somebody if your life is broke, busted, and disgusted? How you going to speak blessings over the lives of other people if your fruit is showing your life is a wreck? Y'all open your eyes, your ears, let your body sense everything. Blessings